Hello and welcome to Paul Runs Daily. Today's run is a taper run. I've got the Tour de Helvellyn in a few days time, so I've taken all the volume out of my training and I'm just going to go out and do a few kilometres with Missy, and I'm also going to have a play with my new drone. I've used it on the last couple of videos, but we've only really stuck to the basic operations of the drone, so I thought we'd spend a little bit of time practicing and we'll bring you along on the journey. So the first shot we're going to do is just a standard follow me shot from behind. I'm going to use the DJI Neo drone on its own with no controller, and I'm not going to connect it to my phone. So I've got the drone in my little waist pack. Here we are, it's fully charged. I do have a spare battery as well, only getting about 12 to 15 minutes of flight time on each battery. So there's the drone itself. There's a little lens guard there which you can take off. You can fly it with the lens guard on there, but it does affect picture quality slightly. So to switch it on is a double click. So to take off, we press and hold the button.
R, follow, 3, 2, 1.
There we go. And then we'll start walking at first. The drone should be following me. We've got lots of trees here, lots of overhanging branches, and I do have the drone set to follow me at the furthest distance. So I can hear it behind. I'm going to start jogging slowly and see if the drone can avoid these little branches. So I can hear. So there the drone just caught in the twigs here on the overhang. It was really tracking well up until that point, and then it just lost it, and then it just flew down and landed. So we'll go again. It's such a robust little device, this. It really is good. I've crashed it a few times and there's not even a scratch on it.
R, follow, 3, 2, 1.
There we go. So let's go again. Let's see if it can keep up. Oh dear. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get the phone out, I'm going to connect it to the drone. I'm just going to have a little tweak with the settings. I think I may have it set a little bit too high, so I'm going to set the orientation a little bit lower and then we'll try again. So we're just going to connect the phone to the drone. It's a fairly simple process, you can see. And there we go, we are connected now. So let's have a look at the settings. And at the moment we've got the drone set to high and the distance set to far. So we'll go for medium and we'll take the drone height to low. So hopefully that will have a difference when we start to fly. Okay, so hopefully it'll go a little bit lower, and let's see. I guess now the problem will be the lower bushes and twigs, but it does seem to be following quite nicely. There's low bushes and twigs everywhere. There's a couple of twigs here, so let's see if the drone can avoid those. I heard a little bit of a snag there, but it seems to have got through okay. And we've got a bit of a descent now. There we go. Well done. Awesome. So I think that's the perfect setting for that particular shot. So the drone set to low and the distance set to medium. We're on a tarmac section of track now. So I'm going to try the drone in the tracking mode. Direction track. So this is a custom mode. You can set it to a few different operations. I've set it to direction track. I've got a fairly straight trail now. Let's give it a go. So we'll just start jogging, and look at that, it does go to the side a little bit, but it generally keeps it going. I wonder what happens if I turn round. So let's turn round and see if it will continue to track me. So I think what it's done there, it's continuing to track, but it's tracking from behind. And to land the Neo, you're supposed to be able to stand still, and here it comes into land. There we go. So it was a little bit reluctant to land then, and I found that the other day we flew it in a little bit of a breeze. It wasn't windy by any stretch of the imagination, but the drone, it hovered above us, but it wouldn't actually come down to land, and we ended up having to wait for the battery to run out before the drone came down. And I think that potentially could be a problem if the drone's a little bit further away from you, or if it's over on the other side of a fence or a hedgerow, and it could lead to a possible flyaway situation where you may lose sight of your drone and potentially lose a drone. Okay, so now we've got another little tunnel of trees. Let's change back to follow mode and let's see how the drone copes with this.
Drone medium. Follow. 3, 2, 1.
A few more twists in this section of trail, and again there's quite a few overhanging twigs. Now let's take it round this little circle and see how it performs. There we go. Brilliant. So that's the tracking and the follow me modes. As I've come through into the open bit of land now, the wind is a little bit higher, so let's see how it performs with a little bit more of a breeze, and we'll try a different shot now. So the drone mode is where the drone will fly away from you, it'll hover for a second and then it'll come back to land, and that gives you two shots from two different perspectives. And from what I've tried so far, it is quite an interesting shot, but we do need to be careful that we've not got any trees or other obstacles. Okay, so this looks as good a place as any. Let's put the camera on its tripod and we'll try it from there. So we'll select drone.
3, 2, 1.
So with the drone, it's set to 10 meters, so it's going to fly away slightly higher. We have got a little bit of wind here, so I can see that the drone is trying to stabilize against the wind, and now it's coming back in. It does cut the video at the point where it starts to return, so we will end up with two clips, and it is flying on a little bit of an angle. So let's see if it'll come into land. The setup we've got doesn't take very long to get up and running. I was a little bit concerned about how much time it would take out of my run just trying to set up each shot, but in reality it only takes a few moments and you can be on your way. Now if there wasn't any risk of rain, I'd probably just carry the drone with me. It's super light, or maybe if I could have a little sling across my chest and I can pop it in there and then just stop for a second, get the drone flying, take the shot and carry on with my daily run. So what do you think? I think it's a great little device. It's simple enough to use. I'm definitely not an expert. I've never flown drones before, and I was able to take it out of the box and in just a couple of clicks get it flying and taking footage. Back on the first section of trail, and we're almost home. Just a few Ks today. Been a good run and a great little play with a drone. Okay, so we're just about to hit the road. That's it for now. If you've made it this far, why don't you consider subscribing? Don't forget to hit the like button, and if you've got any questions, hit me up in the comments. But for now, my name's Paul, and that was Paul Runs Daily.